It has to get to Twitch, which takes a few seconds.
It has to be all like in neat, untidy, proper order and
It
shit.
has to get to Twitch, which takes a few seconds.
Does it make weird
we
voices?
are good to go.
Oh, and Marcus, now that I understand a little bit more of your world lore, I will I'll work with that to actually make an actual little tale.
An actual backstory. Yeah, I threw that in there because, like, you know what? You gave me, like, some basics. This is what I made with the basics. You can expand from here with what, like, your character knows about what's going on.
Yep.
Watch it, from there, there's a bunch of turrets around there.
As Kel is simultaneously infiltrating a high-security facility on Mars. Where's some music? Music.
Wait, I'm infiltrating a security system on Mars?
Yeah, because you got turrets to deal with.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm a dog.
Arf, arf, arf.
I'm a dog. Yeah. Whenever you are ready, Marcus, I am live and we're good.
Alrighty then. So, welcome to a late and probably really short, I don't know, session of Elemental WOTTyssey. Today kind of sucked for us, but don't worry, it's all good. We're in space now. Except Kel, he's on Earth and Overwatch as well, but that's a different story. So, when last we left our merry band of adventurers, they had they just finished following up on that lead they got from Skara's order. They got called in, met with a Cyrus Brimstone of the Order of Fendris, and he gave them effectively what they had gotten help from a hacker to decipher. That they had like half of what the actual request was, but they also had a name and a face to go with it. The name was Darius Filmond, and the face was a half like glitch static out picture of some like stereotypical anti-hero square-jawed looking asshole. And with the unfortunate color of, they don't know if this guy's actually a real person or someone who has a real person who's disappeared themselves from like the database, or they're just some asshole's disguise. They don't know. And they're not happy about that. They did, however, pinpoint a connection and a lead, the actual connection and lead for you to follow up on. It seems that Mr. Filmond was a part of the ill-fated expedition that got Arvin with a relic that teleported him halfway across the planet, strapped to his wrist.
Whee! And he had a great time.
Don't you fucking lie to me, I'm the DM. Don't you do it. But one of the people who was on the expedition, who Arvin didn't recognize, he recognized his old professor, who was this think Keanu Reeves but a dwarf looking dude. And then two other students himself was among the pictures shown. One of the two he didn't recognize was a man who you guys had fought in the Niflheim facility. He was one of the big corrupted ice golems at the portal room. The last was someone who tried to claim they were Marcus Ragnar, but, well, aside from the fact you all know what Marcus Ragnar looks like, and apparently so did that particular branch of the Order of Fendris, the name didn't quite work out, because this dude was like some like kind of noodly looking wind genasi, maybe? He was at least humanoid, but and you are now headed towards and then after a little interaction with Calvin Hawk, a wonderful blacksmith in the city of Gilvain.
Out of character, it's going to be my personal mission to turn him into our Gilmore. Please
do this. I encourage this. I encourage Gilmore. Bring that whole reference around. Anywho, after meeting Hawk, pawning off some of your stuff, getting some new things made, and apparently dealing with a small blue jay griffin that is apprentice Patrick, who, by the way, looks like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo if Shaggy was an elf.
Practically is an elf.
and passing that off to Padma, who now has a Blue Jay Griffin familiar, and she is named Dimitri. You guys then, new armor, weapons, or other such things in hand, headed off for Gilvit, headed off for the ruins that were indicated by old Cyrus. Along the way, you came across a nature dragon that was laying halfway across like the entire road asleep. I got woke up and sort of like awkwardly, embarrassedly shuffled away. And then you ran over an ill-fated ambush of bandits. And upon looking out the window to taunt them, Zaki almost got shot in the face.
I almost got a piercing I didn't want.
Yeah. Finless, however, not having any of that, threw a vial of alchemist fire out the window at them in retaliation. Or just because he could, I'm not sure.
And we may never know.
Yeah. I like to imagine he just reached his bag, pulled something out, tried to drink, realized, wait, this isn't tea, and just threw it out the window?
That would work.
He made an honest mistake because he was still tired.
How much EXP did we get for that, by the way? I think I forgot to add it.
3,000, I think.
It was... Let me scroll up.
There's shield gens in the top right corner.
It was 3,600 for everybody because of flattening bandits.
Ignore that.
Don't worry. But after that, you guys made it to the ruins that, upon arrival, there's a lot of paladins and like other religious types out there. Most of them from the Order of Fendris, or some others from the Order of Saraya. God, I fucked up my own pronunciation. Fuck, that's... Anyways.
Okay, English is hard.
Yeah. Fucking 3 languages in a trench coat. And upon, getting out, meeting with one of the two lead paladins, you discovered that one of them was apparently the owner of that husky you met, Jet.
Pop, pop.
Yep.
Yeah, Kel, we lost Jet.
No!
Yeah,
Going
he
off
found
the
his
boat.
owner.
Found
No.
his owner.
He was a snuggle buddy.
Kill solution, we're taking the owner with us. Just kidnap an entire paladin.
It's okay, if I come across an armored bear, we'll remedy that. We'll remedy our lost
God.
Jet. I will
But
try.
Armored bears aren't as snuggly as regular bears.
Well, no, it's a
mean,
bear. It's like an
humans-
armadillo, but it has like a soft, fuzzy underbelly.
So you can still
Belly
use it as a pillow.
scratches.
Yeah, it's like a big armadillo, but it's a bear.
Anyway,
Do the bears roll up when they're scared?
Maybe you'll find out. You guys are actually geologically not that far away from where you could encounter them.
Are you saying bears are the future?
Well, there's bears on this part of the planet that, because of metal aspected mana in the area, have grown metal plating.
Ooh.
So, natural radiation caused metal bears. Because I love science. Especially sci-fi science.
science is wonderful.
Especially half fantasy science. Anywho. But after getting some direction, and also discovering that apparently someone... at roughly around the same time that you guys were dealing with the Niflheim facility, had snuck into the ruins. You were heading your way in yourselves. And upon the entry, you all noticed the 3 odd sigils that gave this ruin its name, the Trifecta Ruins. Because they are the sigils of 3 of the goddesses. The goddess of knowledge, Soraya, the goddess of nature, Vernai, and the goddess of moral darkness, Dulcea. As you walk past the guards and cross the threshold into what seems to be a courtyard of this place. What's up, nerds?
Here, what's up, nerds? I'm assuming map transition.
No, there's no map transition yet.
Oh. I was gonna
I'm
say,
like, what are you doing? Like, you're not gonna fucking get jumped by like killer squirrels outside the ruins. No, that's boring.
No, I was saying when you said "What's up, nerds," I thought we were transitioning into the dungeon as kind of show we're heading in now.
I don't know.
you-
Celestine having an evil squirrel as an arch nemesis. It seems fitting.
Well, you guys pass through like, it's kind of, the rooms are kind of like think of like the front door of the FC house. Like you went through like what was the whole defense where you can walk through is like a doorway.
Okay.
And then you got a little bit of ways before you get to the ruins proper, which kind of moss covered. Definitely looks like they may have at least been like a castle or some other large stone building.
I think I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of head towards to go in.
All right. Celestine sniffing around for anything.
Yes, always sniffs.
Isn't he always?
Oof, oof, oof. Let's go roll survival for him. Oh, baby. You're walking, you stop, your eyes squint, and you turn your head towards this particular tree. Squirrels.
All of them must die. I hate squirrels.
They're
Oi.
up a tree.
You could go on a squirrel rampage later, buddy. That's we got a job to do first.
I mean, I could have shot at them if you wanted.
And indeed, like, you guys don't see them. In fact, Celestine, you look around, you just smell the squirrels. You don't see the squirrels, and you're very annoyed by this.
Look up at tree and bark viciously.
You hear like some clanking, and you see Arvin look back towards the gate. The two paladins there, like one of them has a gun, the other one has like a fucking broadsword. They look around the corner, they just see you barking up a tree, and then they're like looking around. They just go back to their post.
I am just facepalming.
After the barking, you hear frightened noises and see some skittering. You're pretty sure you established dominance against those damned squirrels.
Yes.
Gotta dominate the squirrels.
New 5e spell, Dominate Squirrel. Only known to Celestine. The secrets of nature are his alone. But yes, so after Celestine, proves he is tougher than some measly squirrels, I assume you're all going in?
I believe
I guess so.
Okie dokie.
I don't think there was any other information we needed.
I mean, unless you wanted to
gather.
look at the structures before you went in.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Because you do know
Let's
there's
go.
sigils of 3 goddesses on this place, which uncommon.
I assume we would have no idea why, because for the most part, the Pantheon gets along with each other.
Well, no. Well, yeah, like, it's odd that, like, there's 3 sigils that, like, they're placed in a way, like, claiming dominion. Like, how, like, they're placed like you would see them on, like, a temple, but they're all, like, the same height, so it's, like, equal dominion between the 3 of them on this particular area. That's why it's strange.
Yeah, I think I might try and investigate some structures, figure out what maybe is the
Right.
deal with that. That'd be investigation, I believe.
Investigation, Arcana, Religion, any of them will work. I try to find a good song for this.
Investigation and Arcana are the same, so if someone else wants to do investigation, I'll do Arcana, if that maybe provides a different result. Nope. As far as anything arcane, I don't know shit. Nate got 24 in his investigation, though.
1 second, I'm trying to find a...
Oh, okay.
If you die, just burn the port so that I can get a generator going.
I can do that.
What's the song sound like? No, that's not for this town. No, that's a town theme, not to. What a fucker. What's this one sound like? No. Fucking A. I hate it when like you... damn songs are shitting. God damn it.
There, Marcus.
God damn it. Wait. This'll work. Okay. Oh wow, get fucked, Jinx. Let's go for nope. Actually, you know what? Does Celestine want to sniff around, see if you can find anything besides the squirrels?
Yes, anything out of the ordinary.
All right. Well, survival still really well because goddamn doggo senses. In fact, you have advantage on it too because doggo. So Zakio, you're looking around.
Trying to pull from arcane knowledge specifically.
You're like. It takes you a second. It was like staring at like a sigil of Soraya you see on a wall, and you're just staring at it intently. Like there's something here. I'm sure of it. What is it? And you're just staring at this one arcane sigil. This one sigil.
Yeah, that's about how I would react to that. Like, I know there's some deeper meaning to this. What the fuck is it?
After a minute, you hear from over your shoulder, Skara. That's the symbol of Soraya.
I know that.
Actually, where's freaking? Oh god, I didn't pop out Padma's sheet as well. Christ alive, I have 5 character sheets open. So she will roll. Oh wow. Never mind, she won't roll Arcana. We'll use Arvin for that instead. Turn off that thing. Oh
damn,
baby,
son, he knows what's up.
He's an int-based spellcaster, fam. And he
That'll do it. That'll fucking do it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Sneck, you're like looking around. You're like directing Sneckbot to like investigate things. With like like you got this on lock. You find nothing I know about the ruins, but you definitely see where there had been some tracks. Or it looks like something had been disturbed. And after you discover this, you see Celestine just walk up to you and just like sniffing around, like almost on like he's like in this weird kind of crawling walk around, just sniffing. Because he found a trail. There was definitely found the path that whoever that other identified person was took into the ruins. Which, after a few sniffs, he like shakes his head, looks away, and doggo sneezes. Like really cheap cologne. So, you definitely found, a trail of someone. Doesn't seem like they dropped anything, and they were pretty good about sneaking in, but you still definitively know for sure someone did come in. Arvin, meanwhile, as you like eventually give up on the sigil and walk away, you watch Arvin walk up, and there's like a little bit of kind of an arcane flourish as he's like looks like he's like doing something, and then he brushes off the. But as he waves like miraculously, he waves his hand over the symbol of Soraya. And to the left and right of it, you see light up underneath some moss the other 2 goddesses' symbols. To which he then brushes the
Sombra on that building there.
He brushes the some of the moss off, and then he's like looking very intently at the Dulcea one for a moment, and then presses his hand on it. "10, 20, 30. About a minute passes, and then the sigil lights up again in this sort of purple black smoky color, as that same as again purple black smoke just starts coming off of it and sort of wraps around his arm. He doesn't look particularly disturbed by this. In fact, it's like proceeding as normal, so it's not bad. He knows what's up. And then after a second, he pulls his hand away. The smoke like lingers around for a second, then waves off. Huh. Interesting.
What did you figure out?
Very peculiar wardings. It's equal parts arcane magic and divine magic. And well, that one seems to react to faith.
Meaning you're faithful to Dulcea? Did I say that right?
Yeah. He like nods. Yes. Well, the Dust Mistress is at least popular in half of my family.
So what kind of warding are we dealing with? If you happen to know.
It's there's more like these. In fact, as he puts his hand on it again and he pulls it away, and there's like now you see him like actively like channeling some low level magic, and he's like keeping a ball of that smoke like hovering around his hand. I would wager that several of these and other locations across the ruins are what kept it hidden for so long. And they have quite a lot of power left, so that theory of Cyrus's that the ruins wanted to be found, I would say is potentially accurate. And then, lets the purple mist go. Then after that, he thinks again, pulls a flask out of a belt pouch he has, and then gets another bit of the mist and stuffs it in the vial and puts it in his pouch. I keep some of that.
Wonder why it'd want to be found.
Hard to say. There's no real inscriptions. It's just these symbols in varying orders. And he gestures to the 3 emblems of the goddesses.
They're all equal. They're all on equal level, but in varying orders.
Equal levels, varying orders, and never more than once per surface. As you see him like sort of look over and then indicate another like little stretch where again you can see the 3 sigils in a different arrangement. Like sometimes it repeats because there's only so many ways you can have 3 different symbols in an order.
But there's only one set of those 3 per like wall or whatever.
Yeah, if there's any of them on a wall, it's like just in one spot. And in fact, it seems to be, after a little bit more investigating, it seems to be mirrored perfectly. Or well, and you can tell it's mirrored perfectly because in a few places where like shit's like falling apart, the part with the sigils is like still holding together like perfectly fine. Whereas the rest of it seems to have crumbled or something. There's not like an instance of like Minecraft physics of just the sigils floating, a chunk of rock with the sigils floating on it in midair. But there's a few that looks like you'd believe if that would happen.
So just to recap, he basically figured out that these sigils placed around wherever were what was basically keeping this area hidden.
Yeah, what was keeping it from being, noticed? Because, well, again, there was 4 different kinds of mana intermingling in a not like violently clashing, gonna explode kind of way, which kind of odd.
Anything else we can maybe figure out about these sigils, or would we probably find our answers better inside?
Maybe. Well, Celestine, you're one of many faithful to Vernai, yes? Kale?
Yes?
You were asked a question if Celestine's faithful to Vernai.
I am her ever loyal and serving companion.
Would you mind coming here a second and placing your hand on her sigil, please?
Alright, I will go over to him and place my hand on his sigil.
And,
Paw.
you put it there. A few moments pass. It's a bit quicker than when Arvin did it on the Dulcea sigil, but after a moment, little orange and green wisps of like fog and a few like stray, almost petal-looking things appear around your hand. You pull your hand away. They like linger, and then as opposed to like dissipating like they did with Arvin, it actually seems to seep into you. Doesn't feel bad or anything. It just slightly warm tingle in your hand. Is anyone here faithful to Soraya?
Unfortunately, not I.
You hear Padma trying to. You hear like some mild squawking, and then you see Padma's trying to help her little griffin get out of a vine he managed to tangle himself in. No, she isn't. And well, he just looks in the direction of Scar for a second. Not you. Snick. I couldn't hear you. That I can't hear you at all. Your thing's lighting up, but I hear no sound. This is very odd.
Because he's typing.
Oh.
I am not.
Oh, there we go. I can hear you. Okay. Does anyone want to give it a try then anyway? See what happens.
Sure, I'll give it a try. I mean, I don't follow her, but I'm not overly religious either, so I don't know what kind of difference that'll make.
Well, maybe we'll find out. And you see him like a weird, like it looks like the light of a cure spell from 14 in his hand. Like he's ready to heal you if it like tries to set you on fire or anything. He's ready. So you place your hand on it?
I do.
Roll Arcana and then Religion.
Okay. And religion.
What comes off of it at first, it like feels like it felt at first like it should have been a jolt of pain, but then it wasn't. And you saw like some, much like that Soraya Paladin who helped you guys against Joe Faust. You saw like little bits of like letters and like ones and zeros data coming around it. And then, are you wearing gloves?
Fingerless gloves, yes.
Which hand is touching the sigil?
My left hand.
Are you looking at your hand too?
Yes.
As you look at it, sort of like it looks like you drew a line across it, but you start to see a symbol appear. In particular, hold on, I need to get the image back.
Oh, that image, motherfucker.
You see... Hold on, let it load. You see this sigil, but in a silvery gray color, appear on your hand, like sideways, with the like pointy bit that's off to the left is facing up.
Okay.
So it's sideways on your hand. If you turned your hand to the left, it would look exactly like that. And you hear this sort of soft chuckling in the back of your mind. Well done.
And it's glowing through the glove, so obviously I see it.
Oh yeah, no, you see it.
Well done. What? I'm just saying this in my head.
All you get is just... and then nothing. Orzel, you then hear Orzel in your head. He's a fucking dick.
Good. I'm not the only one who thinks so. Wait, you can hear him?
I mean, I did that time. It's hard to miss some asshole chuckling inside your noggin. When it's, you know, not you.
Fair enough.
Related, about that thing with your uncle, add a few more twisters and I'm all for it.
Wait, the sword eats Twizzlers?
No, it's poking around inside of his head and it's talking about how, hey, that thing with your uncle, add a few more twisters and I'm in.
God damn it, I thought Jinx was gonna feed it Twizzlers. I was gonna be like, this is the best ever.
I'm just jamming Twizzlers in my forehead.
No, just stuffing them against like the hilt of the sword, they somehow just melt into it and you just hear like, om nom 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 nom. No, sorry, no.
Oh wait, Orzal was the one poking in my head saying that.
Yeah.
Okay. Just
Yeah, that was Orzal talking. Orzal sounds like this. Alias is a bit more flighty and fun.
Wait, Twisters? I'm not...
Twisters, tornadoes, wind, cutting. He's the fucking wind elemental sword.
No, I'm just trying to figure out of character why he said add a few more Twisters, because I don't have any wind magic per se, aside from what he gives me. Namely, Replica Rush.
Well, he's sort of implying, like, because we all know at this point, you want to kill your fucking uncle.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just like, he's like saying you're underselling him a little bit, it sounds like. In that particular, one of your mental images of you killing him.
Okay.
But yeah, you now have a sigil that is... It's definitively not the one that's for Soraya, or Vernai, or Dulcea. It's something else entirely. In fact, you've never seen this one before.
Wow.
In your first second, you're like, wait, maybe it's Arella. Then you stop, think, no, it's not even that bitch. Fuck.
Can I make some sort of investigation or insight check to try and get through my memory, see what it might be?
You're going to insight check yourself?
Insight, investigation, whatever. Just try and search my memory.
You had me an insight check yourself. Roll insight. Am I lying to me?
No, I was thinking insight, just looking into myself is why I said insight.
No, please roll insight.
I don't have a fucking clue.
Hey, the only thought through your head as you stare at this is just, trust no one, not even myself. Is this the real life? Yes. Oh my god, yes, Nick.
So I just get that ones and zeros mist over my hand otherwise?
It was very faint, it wasn't a lot. And in fact, as soon as the very sword-like symbol appears on your hand, it disappears and is instead replaced with a similarly colored, like, smoke. And you pull your hand away, the Soraya sigil is still there, but now above it is that same, but now in like a spot above it is that same sigil that appeared on your hand.
What the bloody hell is this? What color is the smoke again? I'm sorry.
Silver.
Silver. What is this? And I proceed to take off the glove. Does it look like it's scarred into my hand, or is it like a tattoo type deal? Or
It looks like you now have a gray tattoo on the back of your hand. It's still glowing too, but after you take the glove off, it dims a little bit, so you can tell there's like gray ink there. Sick tat, dude.
yeah, I wish I knew what it meant.
Kana. He's now investigating that sigil that just appeared. He put his hand on it. Nothing happened. Huh. What in the world is that?
I think it's... Now that I think a little more, I can probably infer with his chuckling it was probably Alias's symbol. Or not so much with that shitty insight roll.
I mean, he said he was impressed, so... And given how he didn't chuckle until the sigil appeared, I would let that an easy leap of logic. It's probably related to him.
I don't know why I decided I wanted to try and insight roll that. I guess my thought without saying it was, can I figure out more than if it's just related to Alias, I guess. But it was a shitty roll, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no.
I think it's somehow related to Alias. And I believe I described Alias to Arvin, I think.
Yeah, you would definitely have had the chance to.
And it appears it somehow tattooed itself on my hand at the same time.
Arvin then grabs your hand and looks at the back of it and, like, the glow has stopped now, and he's like, you see him, like, poking your hand a little bit. It doesn't feel weird. There's, like, no weird sensation in the skin compared to normal. Huh. He lets go. That's even stranger. But it put itself above the goddesses? That's...
Given what I've found out, that unless he's being a dick, that shouldn't be possible. Given
That's what
little
you
I know.
think! You hear in your mind.
Yeah, it is what I think.
That is crazy, also.
And I did say that last bit out loud, so you can think I'm crazy.
Are you hearing voices again?
Yeah, I'm hearing Alias again. He said that's what I think when I said that, given what little I know, that it should be possible that he should put himself above the goddesses.
As you're saying this, you'd see Arvin's like, he's like looking around, like trying to hear, like he's hearing something, and he's like looking around, what the fuck, where's it coming from? Does the Alias high-pitched kind of clowny voice?
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And he just starts walking towards the ruined entrance.
I'm gonna go ahead and follow. Wait, what did he tell you?
I
also put my glove back on.
He's didn't say much. Just I heard a by the by, sorry about the glove. It definitely wasn't the voice I heard when that bracer was trying to take me places, but I have concerns now. Many concerns.
I should be the one with concerns. He's the one rattling around my brain.
You hear like quietly, like someone's whispering in your ear, well, it's fucking empty in here, you dickhead, and then it stops.
out of character, I can't argue with that. My crappy rolls in character, I can't argue with that because freaking Arvin figured the shit out that I couldn't.
Mm-hmm. Celestine, from the entrance to the ruins, you hear someone whistling.
Kale.
What's up?
Celestine heard someone whistle from the doorway into the ruins.
Grr.
You just start growling at it.
Yes.
To which Skara looks at you. What?
There's whistling coming from the ruins.
What kind of whistling? Is it some sort of tune?
After a moment, you then hear, "Hey, come here, puppy! Got a bone for you."
Yeah, I don't think so. That's not suspicious at all.
Are you? You then see Skara's eyes like move towards the. What the?
I look in that
You then hear a
direction.
surprised yelp from behind you, and the thud, and then something hitting the ground, and you turn around. There's Padma having cleaved something in half with her scarf, and looks very panicked. Who said that?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! What's going on here? Wait, did
Some-
you see what she cleaved in half, or?
It part of like a half busted up rock pillar.
Oh,
So nothing big. It was loud enough for you guys to hear, but it doesn't seem to have spooked the paladins back at the front door.
what the hell's going on, Padma?
Heard him. Heard someone say keep an eye on Arvin. Sounded like a stereotypical jester.
Alias, what are you doing?
In front of your... Which way are you looking? Are you still looking at that wall with the sigils, or are you looking somewhere else?
I am looking at Padma currently because I was seeing what the hell she was doing.
You then in the more you know kind of way, it says whatever the fuck I want appears just in the air.
God damn it! Now he's got me hallucinating. Let's just.
Celestine, you also see this. So does Fenlis, so does Skara, so does Padma, so does Arvin, so does Sneck.
What am I seeing?
Some text in the other just says, "Because I fucking can," in the style of the more you know. Complete with star, by the way. Actually, no. And instead of the star, it's that symbol that appeared on the back of Zakio's hand.
I'm gonna try to recall how many mushrooms I ate off the floor on the way here.
0. They all spelled terrible.
It's just Alias, apparently. Doing whatever he damn well pleases. And we didn't see anything down the way as far as what was whistling before some of us got turned around.
Well, given how Skara seemed to have heard something, Celestine heard something. Everyone has heard something at this point, except for Sneck, who just feels a tap on his shoulder. You look over your shoulder. You don't see anything but a floating arrow pointing towards the ruins, and it says, "Go this way, you ding dong."
Okay, who wants to leave?
In my head, I'm just yelling, "Could you please fucking stop?"
You've never been able to... It's a strange sensation that comes over you. You physically feel the word no.
Alright, let's go.
You see Arvin just is it safe in there?
Probably not.
Sneck here. It's safer than with that guy who killed your friend.
Oh. If only I heard that.
To its neck. After you hear that, you then hear a whoosh, and then you look. Snackbot had attacked something that was apparently standing next to you, and had disappeared in gray smoke.
At least Snackbot believes in me.
Snackbot looks at you, and you just hear like the beep boop, and then a familiar tune. It sounds like the Final Fantasy Victory fanfare, but made of like the beeping noises like R2-D2 makes. And he gives you a thumbs up.
Once we finally start proceeding into the ruins, I'm gonna check for traps.
All right, yeah. At this point, I'm assuming y'all are just gonna go into the ruins.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which, upon entering, you see some like old kind of runes. You look at people's languages to see what it would be in, or if anyone who can read them.
I will post my languages.
Let's see.
I have my languages posted in the Roll20 chat.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
I'm looking at everyone I have a sheet open for. Celestine and Fenless can both read what is written there. It's in Elvish. It says, "It's not that dangerous in here. Geez, quit being cowards."
I have Elvish as well, so I would be able to read that.
What was that, Darian?
Spoken like a true elf.
Yeah, right.
Does Fenless actually say that out loud too?
Yes.
You then feel like a pat on the shoulder of appreciation. You look and there's nothing there.
What have I just fucking done?
I feel like
I'm
developed a real-life computer virus.
However, the writing there does not appear to have like been recently added. It looks about as old as the rest of the thing. So either it's ironic timing or this guy works way far in advance. So either there's a snarky stonemason making this place, or Alias plays the long game.
I'm gonna assume he plays the long game.
But yes, now that we're in there, I'm going to... Who's ready for a new map?
I am.
Boop. It's not the biggest map. Also, we need different music because you are in the place.
And I assume south is downstairs. By the look of these steps.
Yeah, you guys are on the stairs going down into the ruins right now.
Okay.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's a bit more animated than I expected it to be, but sure, it'll work.
Given our dealing just now with Alias, it seems fitting.
Alrighty, you...
My sword is drawn, by the way, just in case, because we know there's someone down here.
I'm gonna move people around into places.
Celestine, do you still have the scent?
The answer is yes, by the way.
Maybe we should just track the scent. Probably get us going where we need to go anyway.
Yeah, but by the way, the inscription you saw of like the writing was like on the wall next to where Snackbot is.
Okay.
So it was on the wall like over here. And as you come down into here, it looks as much like an ancient atrium, kind of as a counter, like just like a sort of welcoming spot. There seems.
Roll 20. Sorry.
But in front of you, like this like spot, it looks about equivalent to like a if you could an ancient front desk, if you will, kind of.
I'm gonna go ahead and go over and investigate that desk.
Well, it looks like it's made of everything else, so it doesn't look out of place. It's just positioned in a place that looks like it could have been a front desk in like a modern setting.
Okay, I'm just seeing if we can get any more information about this place. Like,
there's
what happened,
some
what's going on.
Remains of some scrolls that are long since
They're
destroyed to be
at this point.
illegible or just straight up falling apart when you like. You feel like if you touch them, they would just disintegrate immediately.
Okay.
You see like some scroll holders that like all the paper is just gone from them, but they clearly at one point had something on them.
Okay.
There's also like at least 1 or 2 stone tablets with sigils on them that you don't understand.
God damn it. Of all the languages I have. I have to find a way to learn some more languages. I'll learn all the languages by the end of this campaign, damn it.
Padma like walks over. She's like looking it over. That's Arvin, come here. He like walks over and looks over your shoulder thing. She's like, am I crazy or is that Dwarvish script? Arvin then. Don't understand it, but yeah, that looks Dwarven.
Is there any bits of it you can possibly translate, given its Dwarvish script?
Well, Dwarvish script is used for several languages. One of them is the various elemental dialects.
Ah.
You see Padma then like sort of take it from you and is looking it over. Nothing that interesting. Seems to be part of a story. In fact, she like hands that one back to you and picks up the other one. Hold these together.
I do so.
She looks at it. Yeah, it's like part of a storybook. Something. She's like very much speed reading over your shoulder like several times. I don't speak a lot of Dwarvish, just primordial. Well, mainly Aquan, but what I can pick out is there's the Valoris' name shows up for one. There's also
Valoris,
help.
That's one of the gods, right? Yeah.
That's the god of heroes.
Okay.
Valoris. Help. Fire, water, earth, and wind. It trails off after that, it looks like, so there might be more of this. But it doesn't appear to be like... Well, actually, bring them with us. I have a thing that could help us with this.
Alright. I'll keep hold of them.
Now I have 2, story tablets.
These story tablets.
Celestine, are you sniffing around for that person you smelled earlier? Yeah?
So, yeah. The bad cologne, right? One with the
No, yeah, bad cologne. Yeah, I'm like, wait, what? And then I realized bad cologne. Oh, right. I forgot what I'd said. Sniff, sniff, sniff. No. The smell of mold and ancient ruin, decay, and, well, just nature in general is a bit overpowering now. The scent was already kind of faded when you found it. Now, it's gone. You smell ruin.
Yeah.
It's not a bad smell, at least. It smells like nature. Nature's good.
Smells better than the cologne, apparently.
The friend's
Nothing
gone.
beats the smell of musty books.
I came back to my friend's gone. What the hell?
He had picked up a scent earlier, and now it's gone.
Oh no.
Well, he smelled some bad cologne. Also, on the way into these ruins, you guys all everyone in the party got to some degree interacted with by Alias.
Oh dear.
Padma got spooked and cleaved part of an already broken pillar. After she had helped her griffin get out of some vines, he got himself tangled. He is now perched on your shoulder and just like, I'm not moving. No.
Poor Dimitri.
You were also able to partially translate some tablets that Zakio found. They seem to be part of a story or something that involves 4 elements, Valoris, and helping, but you don't read enough. You don't know Dwarvish. You just know Primordial, which same like writing system, different. Like I imagine they're different enough still that you can't fully read it. So
They use the script, but the alphabet's arranged differently and whatnot.
Yeah.
yeah. So like some of it comes out like wingdings to you, but you can pick out some words that are the same between all of
It
them.
just means that you save your feelings. Sorry.
Well, let's see what else we can find down here.
Yeah. Also, Zakio now has a sick tattoo, which is the symbol you see in the Discord on the back of his left hand.
If it stopped glowing, oh no, she was.
It's not glowing by now, no. Although, as you put your glove back on, you can see in like silver, like kind of like T-shirt design, is now that same symbol in the exact same spot.
That's what he meant by sorry about the glove. Oh well.
He was talking to Arvin when he said that.
Oh.
You didn't hear it. Arvin reported he said sorry about the glove. Padma heard someone say keep an eye on Arvin. Celestian heard someone whistle and like try to beckon him into the thing with the promise of a bone.
I just got triggered.
Snek got triggered. Snekbot apparently stabbed whoever triggered him or attempted to. He also saw a sign. Skara heard something. And well, yeah, it's been
Everyone
a very
pretty
weird
much
thing.
got trolled with by my
Except
fucking picture.
Fenless, who made a snarky remark and got a pat on the shoulder.
Nice.
Y'all getting
So
trolled
troll
by my
count
fucking
for
paper.
like Alias has like 5 points and everyone. Fenless still has 1 though, because he wasn't trolled. But yeah, there's 2 paths.
Why are the from traveled relatively recently in some way, shape, or form?
Roll survival to check.
Now, are we following like tracks of any sort?
We might be here in a second. I don't know.
So I have a thing potentially.
Well, it looks like it's hard to tell now that all of y'all guys have been like stomping around this area, but maybe it could have easily just been some animals though, because like they haven't really like stopped, a random, like any sort of critter from running through, and if it's a big enough critter, it can leave a trail.
Right. I'm just going off the assumption that if this floor is like stone or whatever, I'm assuming there's a layer of dust I can see tracks from.
Dust, moss, plants, overgrowth, like there's stuff you could see it in, but apparently no. Even with that roll.
Damn.
Which, to you, because that roll is high, either this person's really good at covering their tracks and use magic to do so, or they were using a flying spell to not leave a trail.
Might want to be extra cautious. This person's either really sneaky and knows to cover his tracks, or he can fly.
A lot of mages do.
But whatever Fenless's idea was might help.
Possibly. What was your idea, Fenless?
The it is spells. It should be the wild cunning believe.
Wild cunning. Let me see. Oh, who. Oh, yeah, I found that. That might help. Yeah. You gonna give wild cunning a shot?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let me mark off a spell. Down by 1, first level spell, but wild cunning. As this happens, it's like you went into detective mode in Batman Arkham, in like the Batman Telltale games or Arkham Asylum or whatever. And you like look around, you see like, your group's tracks, and you're able to like mentally arcanely filter that out. And you see a different set of tracks that seem to stop about 3 paces behind where Zakio is currently standing. That are definitively not just, like random little critters. Like these are definitely footprints. And
Say
upon
you, Celestine, shall we follow?
And as you look over and you kneel down to investigate them, I assume? As you do, you realize why they stopped. It looks like the person jumped, which you can assume, since Zakio pointed out they might be able to fly. They probably flew.
Oh, that's no fair.
You then hear from like over your shoulder, Arvin, I've presumably been here before. Do you see more of my tracks? Which I assume upon hearing that, you sort of adjust your mental like search filters. I'm gonna assume that's a yes.
Yes, it's a yes.
Okay. You do that, and then you see Arvin's current tracks again, but then you see another set of his that were in a slightly different spot, and they seem to be going past Celestine. And as you focus on those ones, several other sets of tracks appear next to it, because you're definitively trying to follow those ones. And there, you've definitely found what seems to be the trail that Arvin and his expedition with his professor and cohorts had made before.
Interesting. Do we know where those lead?
Yeah, on the thing, they're going this way.
Yeah, Celestine and somewhere around the corner.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can the rest of the party see this, or?
No, it's just you. You're in detective mode with this. For
Batman.
We got some tracks. It looks like you'll be either taking the lead or directing us.
Yeah.
If you've picked something up.
So, guys, I did a thing.
Oh?
I believe if we go this way, you will find what you seek. And I point direction the thingy, the last one.
Okay. Fix Neckbot's health.
We're going right.
Yeah, to the right. Because that's the direction of some tracks that Fenless found. And the aura on Scar is his aura of bonuses to saves. If you're within any of the squares that are touched by that circle around him, you have a bonus to your saves.
I see no aura.
Yeah, I don't
So-
see any circle.
Yeah, the aura's not on for us.
Did you remember to hit save changes, Twain?
I
There
forgot
it
to turn.
is.
It was set to aura 2, not aura 1. Aura 1 is for his other thing. Yeah.
I thought it was the red circle around his character. I was like, this is a small fucking aura.
No, that's just the board of his token.
That's all saves in general.
Yeah, it's like
Must
a plus
sniff
bonus.
corner?
It's I believe it's half of his charisma modifier. Let me check. It is Whenever you are from the 10 feet, it makes a saving throw bonus equal to your charisma mod. Oh, so yeah, if you're within that aura, you get a +2 to your saves because of Skara. But
Sorry, one more time. What was it? A bonus of.
it just happens when you're in the aura. Don't like try to put it on your sheet.
No, yeah, I know.
It's a +2 because that's his charisma
Okay.
modifier.
I was just wondering what the bonus was.
Yeah.
Basically, standing in the aura makes us work.
Yeah, you're more likely to not get fucked up by traps. Related, who wants to check for traps?
I do.
Me.
If you find any, I can disarm them.
What do we roll for traps?
I believe
Investigation, I think.
investigation or
I see.
perception. It's one of the two.
Snack.
Snack's got this on lock.
If I put the trap cantrip on, I don't think I did. So if I didn't, I just can't remember.
I was just sitting here like.
Find
okay.
traps is a 2nd level spell.
And I didn't put it on, right?
You have it still.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, I can. Well, unless they all pass. Then...
Well, at the moment, Snack is searching for traps, and he has determined that definitively, along this path, no traps.
Oh, okay.
So you don't need to like burn a spell. But
Yep.
if no one else had found like trail for sure, you might have wanted to. But as it stands, it's fine. Kara's gonna move up.
On Sam's.
And in that room, it's rather plain. It looks like there was a few chairs. There's also a couple of skeletons. Long dead skeletons. Well, I say long dead, long enough to have decayed, not like hundreds of years old. Because like you look, there's still like some bits of like their clothing on. It looks pretty modern, like within the last probably 50 years. So someone else had stumbled upon here and is now dead.
Even though it'll probably be hard, I think I'll investigate those skeletons just to
For
maybe
reference,
get
from, compared to where you are, they're up in this corner.
up in it. Sorry, I have my character sheet over that. Oh, up in that corner.
Yeah.
I'll investigate them just to maybe get a more accurate time of death, and if by chance, see what maybe killed them.
Yeah, go for investigation or medicine, whichever is higher.
That would be...
Well, you got this on lock. Nothing around them suggests like traps or anything, so best you can assume they might have been strangled before they died.
Charming.
Okay.
But because, well, you don't have any skin to look at because that's all gone, presumably
Right.
picked clean by, scavenger animals.
Yeah, they weren't necessarily attacked. I don't see any broken bones or anything crazy like that.
No, there does seem to be broken bone, but it seems more from something stepping on it.
Right.
Something, considerably bigger than a person.
There's something at some point was wandering around here. Seems a little larger than your average person. Can I, with that roll, can I also determine a slightly more accurate time of death?
That
Or
and
would that
like based
be-
on their clothing, like you couldn't. There was no like wallet on this guy, so they were probably robbed after they were killed.
Right.
So it just the clothing, like some of the gear they have on them. None of it works, by the way. It's just like old ratty, like partially chewed up by like rats and shit. There's definitively no food on it, and you can be sure of that because it looks like something chewed through his backpack and got all the food out.
Like the rats got here.
I wouldn't
Rats,
think
birds,
much of-
anything.
I'd say these
Or whatever.
bones are probably at least 50 years old. I think you
Yeah.
said by the clothing.
Yeah, around 50.
These birds have been here a while, at least 50 years.
Hmm. But yeah, other than that, there's like nothing special to this room.
Alright.
I was about to ask, was Celestine like peeing in the corner or something?
I'm sniffing corner.
Oh, sniffing corner.
Oh.
Roll survival then, if you were sniffing corner. Or do I need to roll that for you?
You need to roll that.
Okay. Doobity boop. Sniff the corner. Sniff, sniff.
Are your hands occupied, Kel?
Yeah, he's still
Yes.
playing Overwatch.
Okay.
Sniff, sniff. Cheap cologne guy came by this way. It looks like he pushed off the wall.
Is the wall fake?
No, it looks like he came a little too hot down the thing and he like stopped himself with his hands and then pushed off. Like he was a little too quick around the corner with that fly spell and nearly, brained himself.
Ah.
But
Wonder why he came around so fast.
Well, fast angling, any number of things. He could have just,
How dark is it in here, by the way? I know.
Does it matter? All y'all have dark vision.
No, I know. I'm just curious.
Given how you're not near the front door anymore, you guys are definitively in darkness, but everyone here has dark vision.
I wonder if this guy was human. Maybe he didn't see the wall until he was almost right up on it.
Maybe he's blind.
Either's possible. But Celestine, as you head to the next little hallway past this room, you sniff again. You smell that same cheap cologne again, so it looks like he definitively might actually have been that, or at least he kept touching the wall to try to find his way to some degree. So, yeah, cheap cologne man came this way. And Hedy Yuzakio, it seems to be, hold on, I need to get out the pen tool. Freehand.
And when you say darkness, it's like I can only see shades of gray with my dark vision, right?
Well, you have magical dark vision. You can see perfectly fine.
Okay.
Magic piercing dark vision is way better, but the gray squiggles are some collapsed, bits of the ruin.
Rubble.
Looks just like some rocks. Yeah, rubble, so...
10 out of 10 rubble.
Look, man. It doesn't need to be
the
fancy.
gray squiggles is rubble?
Yeah, gray squiggles
Okay.
is collapsed ruin.
And back and
Dig, 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 dig.
I'll roll survival for your digging then.
Kel.
Oh, you got something! You got something!
I found something.
You pull it out. It's a bone amulet of Vernai.
Ooh. I'm gonna wear it.
You now have two amulets of Vernai. You have your cool steel dragon claw one, and then this one. This one's significantly older.
And on the opposite side, when we passed by it, that just was kind of just a area that's dug out.
What? Where?
Like one of these corners on the opposite side. I mean, when we walked past it.
Oh, down here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was shaped exactly like how it looks.
Just making sure.
There was some stuff on the wall, but it was super covered in moss, and there was plants growing through it, so it's hard to tell what it could have been.
Okay.
And this wall, this corner is definitively fucked, and now has had a doggo man dig through it.
So the fucked has just been moved.
Slightly. You've made a hole through the fucked, and you found what was, it seemed to have been an old stone table, was that pendant.
Is this a temple?
It was it has the holy symbols of three goddesses on it. Vernai was one of them.
Vernai, the goddess of knowledge, and who else?
and Dulcea, goddess of darkness.
Moral darkness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna proceed this way. What am I seeing?
Let me move up Fenless real quick. Boop.
We. Hi.
In there, well, obviously to the left you see stairs that seem to go deeper down. You across the street, across the way, like over in this, it seems to be another one of those corners.
Okay.
Then there's this like sort of, it looks like there's like kind of a shrine here. Or at least there's a spot where like prayer was had at some point. Like there's some like super old, like completely useless candles. What looks like what may have held murals, but they're all like torn down or gone by now.
Nothing significant I could investigate from it.
Just once again the three sigils in the order of from left to right, Soraya, Vernai, Dulcea.
Huh.
And
But it looks like
Alias
something
is
was
not
hanging
above
over.
it?
Huh?
Alias's symbol's not above these?
No, his only appeared above the particular ones you touched earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, just don't touch anything.
Well, it only happened when he touched Soraya. When he touched Soraya's.
Hmm. And you said it, before I cut you off, you said it looked like something might have been hanging above it.
It looks like they're set low enough that it looks like there may have been like some like hanging mural scrolls above them, presumably depicting the goddesses themselves.
Mm.
But you can still see like the things that they hung from up there, like the stone hangers, but the whatever was hanging from them is gone. And then there's some old stone candle holders with ancient candles in them.
And just for my notes one more time, you said it was Soraya, the one was the one I touched? Yeah.
Yeah, Soraya.
Okay. Just for my notes,
She was-
sorry.
Yeah. She was in the middle of the arrangement in the one you touched. Here she is on the left.
Hmm. Well, where do the tracks go? Do they lead down, or...?
To answer that, the tracks that Fenless is following do indeed head down.
And down
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah, head down towards these stairs.
Does it go in the same way, or are they heading off somewhere else?
It looks like they I'm going to say this because I'm assuming Fenless is relaying it. They've spread out into like more like a larger walking group rather than like a bunch of people moving single file. So it looks like a clusterfuck of tracks.
Yeah, I was asking Celestine if the scent was also proceeding down, or if it went off somewhere else.
After that last one, after the last one you smelled, Celestine, no, you haven't smelt it again.
Okay.
So there was only 2 points where a cheap cologne man touched the wall, and now it's not there.
Alright, just checking. I'll maintain the assumption he went this way then.
Arvin is going to check out this, though. He also needs to roll this. He did better on that one. You see Arvin, it looks like he's touching something on the wall, and then he starts brushing away some, like, dirt and dust, and you see, like, a stone in like, sort of into the wall carved mural coming into view.
I'll come over and help him.
Oh, yeah, I'll come back and help as well. Brush it off.
Between the three of you, only takes barely a minute, but you dust it off, and it appears to be a depiction of the 7 gods.
Huh.
In fact, it's a depiction you're all familiar with because it's the 7 gods bequeathing Kansara to the mortals before they ascended to the divine realm. So you see the 7 gods like sort of, floating in a line, like holding their arms out in a, like angels descending from on highway, but it looks like they're flying up and away. And below you see silhouettes of the races they created. Yeah, so there's a dwarf, a human, an elf, a dragonborn, a wildborn like Kel, and specifically is a doggo man, and the last one's a gnome. Oh, and a tiefling.
And my
But you see,
race
like-
isn't there at all.
Well, your race is counted as wildborn, so
Oh.
you're the same. Technically, you are the beast races, effectively.
Okay.
But yeah, it's the old classic, gods bequeathing the planet to the mortals, and then leaving to watch over them.
Interesting.
Although curiously, Zakio, as you pull your hand away, between the mortals and the gods, you see you squint. Wait a minute. You see faintly like where's Waldo hidden almost? You see the symbol that appeared on your hand.
Bloody hell. God damn it.
It's really it's tiny. It's not very big at all. It's about you had to wait a minute. You had to really squint.
Double take, squint, triple take.
You had to squint, lean in. It's there. It's faint, but it's still there. And it didn't appear because your hand touched it or anything. It was clearly already carved in.
Look at this. I point. It's right above the tip of my finger. There's that symbol again. What the hell is Elias?
Apart from a massive troll, I don't know.
Neither do I.
I don't think this is trolling. Look. It looks like it was carved at the same time as the rest of this.
That doesn't mean he's not a troll now.
I'm aware
It means
of
he's
that.
been around for a long time, but then again, we don't have a date on these ruins, just that they're, old.
And if there's any meaning to be gathered from this, he's some sort of deity that's between gods and mortals.
You hear a sharp laugh in the back of your head.
My head just jerks and my ear twitches a little bit.
I heard Chiver pat him on the head. I'm sorry.
Out of curiosity, Arvid pokes where the alias symbol was. Nothing happens. Just in case the old movie Stand By hidden switches. You never know.
So, even though it's not hidden switch, let me try and see what happens. And I'm gonna I'm actually gonna poke it directly this time. With my left hand.
Nothing happens. It's
Okay.
not a switch. It's a wall.
Damn it.
I knew it wasn't a switch. I was just seeing if I'd get some sort of different reaction since
Nope.
I'm dealing with Alias on a more personal level.
Nope. Nothing.
Okay. Wonder if
Actually,
this-
no. When you touch it, you hear the squeaky. That's about it. But it's all in your head. You know you didn't hear it. That was in your mind. You heard the squeaky.
Maybe there's perhaps more on the opposite wall. Unless
Maybe. Get over and make
Yep.
investigation check. Investigation and religion. You need both. Where the hell is his
If Arvin
investigation?
is helping, would I get? Oh,
Arvin's gonna try as well, and you can feel free to roll.
I was gonna say I was just gonna assist to give him advantage, but
Well, in that case, yeah, you find the exact same mural.
okay.
It's
the same
mirrored from
thing.
the other one, including the alias symbol.
And I guess the next thing to do would be head downstairs because it looks like this mural is the same, just mirrored.
Yeah. Now to gather up everybody.
Just to make sure. Poke.
Nope. Nothing.
Squeak.
Yeah, you hear the squeaky again. About all that happens.
To the next map. Away.
Mm-hmm. We're in the center of this one. Gara's gonna take point. Arvin
Well, this
behind
map's
him.
a little different.
Yes.
I will be up with Skara. I would assume... I would recommend having Fenless in the middle since he's kind of directing us.
Yeah.
That's just my recommendation.
Yeah, no, it's about where he's gonna be. At this point, Fenless, as you're coming down these stairs, you are still following the, the spooky, cartoonish murder mystery trail, and it forks.
Ooh.
So
it goes left and right.
There's, it's not quite like that one episode of Scooby-Doo where it's like it's just one set of footprints and then one foot goes one way, the other foot goes the other way. It's not quite that weird. I remember that fucking episode. It was great. I love they're like, dude, this guy's really good at the splits, and we're dealing with something else. But yeah, but it appears to be split 3 and 3. 3 tracks go to the left, the other 3 go to the right.
All
Is there
right,
another-
gents.
What's
We've got
over
tracks
here,
to
another
the
guy?
left and tracks to the right.
What's right there? Nothing. It's just
Okay.
a wall.
Just checking.
Which
Have
way
I
would you
sniffed
like to
both
go
sets of
first?
tracks?
Hmm?
Have I sniffed both sets of tracks?
Fenless is the only one who can see them
Oh.
because
I'm
he has a
asking
spell.
whether you wanna
He
go
has a
left or
spell
right.
to track them because they're very old at this point.
They probably wouldn't have a set.
But if this influences your decision at all, which set of you following the tracks, you have one like slightly off tilted to determine because that's Arvin's, and his set seems to be going to the left.
Well then, I did not want to hit that button.
Looks like it's to the left then, perhaps.
I guess to the left then.
Everything we own in a box to the left. I'm sorry.
No.
I've had a long day.
Without you, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Arvin's like looking around as he walks, and it's like, it's weird, Fenless. He seems to be unintentionally completely following his own tracks. Like he even like stops and turns, and you see his tracks were doing the exact same thing.
Anything jogging your memory there, Arvin?
No.
And yet you're going exactly the way you went before.
He
Yes?
stops. I am?
He is?
Like, how exact are you talking?
Pretty exact.
Step for step, the freaking same.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Well, I guess keep going straight. Well, not straight, but keep going forward, and we'll see if you just sort of conveniently go the correct way. Be a interesting little experiment.
That's what you
Wonderful.
just said there was kind of amusing because my grandpa always says, don't go straight, go forward. You know, when he's riding with me in the truck, he's like, you can't go straight, you just go forward. Which, in a way, makes sense.
I mean, he's not
Great,
wrong.
I'm Grandpa Fenless now.
And yet you're not that much older than anyone else in the
I
party.
was gonna say. Which I
I'm
assume by
wise
this
beyond
point we've
my
all
years.
kind of determined each other's age. We're all like mid-late 20-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Around there.
I think Celestine's the oldest.
Probably. Especially if doggo years are taken into account, then he's really old compared to the rest of us.
I'm peppered in the snout. I'll have you know.
Well, don't worry. We're not fully taking doggo years into account, so you're not quite, that old
You're
doggo
not
wise.
venerable old man.
Yeah,
You're not grandpa yet.
yeah.
I was just thinking my character is more than likely the youngest, and then my eyes turned to Snackbot.
Yeah, Snackbot's legit the youngest because he's robit.
He's a good robot.
Beep boop.
Alright.
Wait a. No, whoops, too far.
He can
Arvin-
pace through walls!
No, he walks up, foot hits the ground, and embarrassingly, Spenless, you see the exact same shape. No, kidding. No, he doesn't hit the wall, hit the ground. You just see his giant body print on the ground. No. He walks forward and he kneels down, and again, he had knelt down before. It's starting to creep you out how uncannily it is. He's mirroring his own actions.
So, is there any reason why you decided you had to kneel right now?
I don't know about then, but I know about now. And
Well?
he picks up and he holds up a book. This is the professor's journal.
Oh.
To which he immediately opens it, starts reading. Of course it's written in his code. Of course it is. He just closes it. I'll deal with that later. And tucks it in his coat.
Your professor had a code.
He was eccentric, okay?
Don't mind this. I'm just.
As you can imagine by the fact his name is Professor Reaver. Not like a nickname, his actual last name is Reaver.
Okay, I was just checking my linguistic.
If it's written in a personal code, I don't think Linguist would cover it.
Linguist allows me to create ciphers.
Technically, yes, Linguist would cover this.
I can create ciphers, others cannot decipher it unless I
In
teach
fact,
it.
as you managed to get a peek of it over his shoulder, you've written ciphers like that before. You could probably crack that later.
Alright. Unless you want to try and crack it now real quick. Get some information, at least crack some of it, I should say.
No.
I've written ciphers like that before.
No. His book's not that old, it's only slightly dirty. Either he dropped it when I was last here, or he's still here.
That's when you hear the dun dun dun.
Right? Do I
Which
notice
reminds
any blood or anything on the ground, maybe?
Roll survive? Investigation, actually. Nope.
Okay.
Just mud, Captain. Well, mud, dirt, rocks,
Weird
typical
that he would,
ground.
Weird that he would drop his journal.
Yes, he's usually very, well, keeps it close to heart, and he starts walking again.
In step.
Still in step, yeah.
Oop, I'll move over. I'll move over. I got it.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh. Scar's gonna walk up. And curiously now that Scar is walking ahead of you, you see that he's apparently following the heavier set of footprints. Perfectly in step.
Bless
Like-
you.
Thank you.
So it seems we've
How many,
had
Ryan?
2 people on this previous expedition.
Well, no, it's clearly a completely unintentional part. He doesn't even know they're there. It's just probably complete coincidence because Scar was not here when he was kidnapped. You know this.
Weird.
Yeah.
And let's take a look around. Does anyone else happen to be in step with anything?
Look around. The only one else in step is Snackbot. And that is in step with Snack.
Of course, as you should be.
Even though he wasn't here, he seems to be following in step. What an odd coincidence.
Well, he's following Sneck in step.
I meant Skara.
Ah.
Sorry.
Well, it could mean that whoever the other person was similar in build to Skara, or was following the same function.
It's highly possible. Scar is like, Scar just like kind of shrugs and keeps walking. There is. How do you? It looks like at some point there was a camp here, but it's like, I say was because you could see like the fire pit, you could see like where some tents had been set up, but like the camp itself is gone. There's like some milling about. Fenless, when you see that, Arvin's footprints don't seem to stop at the camp. They look like they just go past it. Meanwhile, the other ones. One other set, one of the 3 sets that was going that way does. Only one. But it's not the one that Arvin or Skara are in step with.
So it would seem that you and the Scar wannabe stay here.
No, they kept going past. Someone else
Oh, no.
stayed here.
Oh, the other. Okay.
Yeah, you had it backwards.
Oops. I think we might want to investigate this little area.
I assume Miss Celestine has already zooped up and begun to sniff.
No, he's still in the back. Yep, there he goes.
He's being half Jaegered right now.
Celestine just gets up and just like, what Celestine finds is, well, for one thing, cheap cologne man came by here and seemed to have lingered for a little bit because like the stench is like sort of wafted into one spot, as you can expect from a place that has no fucking ventilation. So he like milled about in this place for a little bit, but then he may have gone off. It's hard to tell. But there's Cheap Cologne Man, and he can kind of smell someone else. It's older and harder to tell, but it definitively smells like at least rubber, like sole of a tennis shoe rubber, or just sole of a shoe rubber.
There was a tennis player here.
Well, you can smell you can smell someone else's shoes, basically.
So we might be dealing with more than one person.
Well, you know there's a campsite here. You know someone had kept a campsite here, and they were separate from Arvin and the professor.
Oh, I thought you were saying they were a little bit old, like it might have been their camp. I misunderstood you.
No, the Cheap Cologne Man is new. The other smell is old and presumably about as old as where the guy who made camp here was. So there's 2 scents.
I'm assuming Fenless kind of relayed tracks going off this way, so I'm going to investigate a little bit ahead this way.
Yeah.
What do I see?
As Arvin keeps going up behind you, he actually even goes around you in lockstep with his old tracks.
What the fuck? It's getting creepier by the minute, man.
And as you peek around the corner, it's a surprisingly, like, it looks flimsy and thin, but it's a pretty sturdy wall. There appears to be an alcove where something was.
That might have
Let me investigate that alcove.
Arvin follows you, and as he gets like about here, he just stops. To which Fenless approaches, and then you see he's no longer lockstep with his tracks, and looking at the tracks further, you can kind of tell why. There's Arvin's and then someone else's. Because Scar didn't, keep following you guys, so he's not in lockstep with those anymore. But it looks like Arvin had started flailing around or something in that spot, and then his tracks just disappear.
That's probably where the the Spectrum Bracer found him.
Can I investigate to either confirm or deny that assumption?
Yeah, roll investigation.
And to just see if I can pick out anything else about this alcove that might be important.
In this case, because it's very specific, I'll let you have advantage.
Okay.
Because it's there's not much else a secret alcove in a ruin like this could be for.
That, and I assume Benless, at least on some level, relayed that.
Yeah, and also
Something
Arvin
happened
is just staring at the alcove behind you, not moving. He's where he is, he's just staring at it.
I don't get anything special out of that investigation, I assume.
There was room for at least one object in this thing. At the very least, about the size of what, in your head, because of, Fenlis being that looks about like where Arvin may have gotten the bracer, but Arvin didn't respond, and you're...
No, that was me that said that.
Oh, whoever said it, whatever. Arvin didn't respond, but, damn it, words are hard. It looks like definitely, yeah, someone picked up something, you can see some kind of dust from it looks like something being moved. And, in fact, and then there's, right in where that something was, there seems to be a little recess that something could be fit into. It's not the shape of a bracer, it's the shape of either a egg or a sphere. You're not sure.
Okay. At that point, I'll turn around and see Arvin. I'm assuming he's standing there, 1,000-yard stare.
About, yeah.
You alright, mate?
Don't...
Arvin?
I remember picking it up.
This is indeed the Spectrum Brace's hiding place.
He points up, and you look up. There's a little. It looks like this was there was a stone mural hung here that has slid up, but you were more focused on the recess because it slid pretty far up the wall.
Right.
And you can kind of see what looks like a gray glass sphere in part of it up there, but it's hard to tell because it's well up there, and you can't exactly jump that high.
You said it looks like there's a glass sphere in the mural?
Yeah.
That might
In an
be
irretrievable spot because it looks like it's halfway into the ceiling.
Wonder if that has anything to do with this recess. Maybe I can't jump up and get it.
Oh my god. You then hear in your mind, check your pockets!
Who?
I check my pockets.
You
and-
find the MacGuffin!
Fuck.
It's still been there, I didn't forget!
I know you did not.
What is that thing?
It's
That
called,
isn't-
it's MacGuffin. Well, I guess.
And in place of the word MacGuffin, as you pick up and say this, becomes Alias's sigil.
Son of a bitch. Oh, bloody hell.
You actually heard that, by the way.
Okay. Supposedly, this sphere is supposed to never go away, though. Okay. I attempt to stick MacGuffin in the motherfucking recess.
You do so and you feel the ruins shudder.
That's not good. I don't think.
Shudder like something moved, but doesn't shudder like the place is coming down. This was
Okay.
intended to happen, kind of shuddering.
Do I see the mural moving, or do I just...
Nope, mural's still up there.
The hell?
What moved?
Something.
Question. And you said we heard it or we felt it?
Heard and felt, kind of, because, well,
Okay.
the whole, like, ruin is kind of rumbling.
Okay. Did? And obviously nothing opened up or anything crazy inside this room, so it's not here.
Nope.
It never is.
Although when you put it in there, you saw on the very back of the recessed wall, you saw, like, slowly outlining itself to be the weird sigil of Alias.
I guess there's nothing else here, so I guess we'll have to go back and try and perhaps find where that rumbling came from.
Most likely. I picked it up. I heard voice, I heard Professor say something. And then I was gone, and then I was blank again, then I was in the cave. I blacked out after I picked it up. That's it.
At least it's something.
But how long have you had that sphere?
Out of character, good question.
You've had it since you found it on the airship.
Oh yeah, okay. I've had this thing since we woke up on that airship.
The professor found one like that. It was back at the shrine. We passed on the stairs on the way down. He picked it up. It didn't have any writing or symbols on it. He just picked it up, thought it was valuable. Said he had a hunch, and then, well, we found this. It had the recess in it, and then that opened, and then I reached for the bracer. There was a lot of pain, and then yeah, that's. It was just me and the professor came this way. There was only 4 of us who came in. The other 2 were supposed to be outside? He said that, like, really, like, that uncertain, like, did I say that kind of voice?
Huh.
I assume that's coinciding with what Fenless is seeing as far as the tracks.
Fenless, he sees the, now that he's, like, gotten to further along, the tracks are, they're only continuing along as long as he's finding, where they go, so he hasn't seen, like, as it turns out, the other set of tracks, which clearly the professors now, get a little bit wider, like he's sprinting back the other way, and he looks around and sort of follows back, and looks like he tripped on the way out. Is, like, about the gist of what Fenless gets from, following it back around the corner.
Huh.
That's why he dropped the book, or something hit him, maybe, I don't know. But on that note, because I said this would be a short session, we're going to call it here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So this way, Kel doesn't have to stay up super late and can get some sleep.
Yay.
Yay.
Being considerate, DM man, because this session was not technically supposed to have happened, but whatever, we're good. It's all fine. We Gucci.
Now, for
Doo-doo.
next week, since in theory
I've been having
we
fun.
have raid for one more week on Saturday, do you want to pick a different night to get your run in?
The only
I
nights
will
that
be
would
right back.
Sound resumed.
All right.
I
Like you said.
can't believe it.
Sound muted.
Yeah, I can. If we need to reschedule D&D, like,
Sound resumed.
Just another dark
There we
corner
go.
of the internet where people
Yep.
know who I am.
Sound muted.
All right. Like you said, short session. We'll hopefully be back next week, but otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow with some more raid. So, peace.